Hi everyone, hello, how are you doing? I hope everyone is doing good. So, welcome to another video of chapter 8, that is respiration and circulation. Up till now, we were discussing about the anatomy of respiratory system, the upper respiratory tract, the lower respiratory tract. Then we went on to learn about the mechanism of respiration, like on the broader view, like inspiration and expiration, and also at the cellular level, at the alveolar level, and how oxygen and carbon dioxide are transported from the blood to tissues and from the tissues to the lungs. And ending that topic, we finished common disorders of the respiratory system. So that was first part of the chapter. Now we move to the next part of the chapter. Begin with the new topics like as you can see the heading of the chapter. So we are almost done with the respiration part. Now we move to the circulation part. So now we begin with the circulation part. Very important topics are going to come with respect to exam point of view also. So let's begin. In this video, we will be talking about the two types of circulation, that is open and close, and then close is further divided into single circulation and double circulation. Also, we will be introducing ourselves to the blood vascular system, basically the composition of blood. So in this video, we are going to cover these topics. So let's begin. Uh, Now, blood circulatory system or the circulation in animals. When we talk about circulation, obviously we are talking about the blood that is circulated throughout the body of the organism, right? So there are two major types of circulatory system. Basically, based on the circulatory system, you have different organisms falling into these categories. So you can group organisms, animals, based on whether they have open circulatory system or whether they have closed circulatory system. Okay, so mostly the mollusk kingdom and the arthropods, okay, they have open circulatory system, and most of the almost all vertebrates and few invertebrates will have closed circulatory system. Now let's understand what is open and closed. We are going to discuss the two parallelly. We are not going to say first discuss open and then close. We are going to discuss both the system parallelly. So by the word only you get an idea regarding the type of circulatory system, like open and closed. Something is open over here and something is closed. What something? Basically the blood vessels. Okay, when we talk about open circulatory system, here the blood is bathing the cells. Okay, all the body cells that are present, you have certain cavities in between the cell, so the blood is running throughout the body in that fashion. Whereas in close, what happens is the blood is flowing in tubes. The blood is flowing in tubes, and it does not come in direct contact with the cells, body cells. So you can see this yellow part as the cells, and here you can see the capillaries which are there. Okay, in which the blood is flowing. So blood directly does not enter the tissue. There will be an intermediate fluid called lymph, which will transport the material, nutrient material, minerals, or the waste products in and out of the cells to and fro. Okay, so that is what we mean by close. So here the bloods are not in direct contact with the body cells, whereas in open the blood is in direct contact with the body cells. In cavities, it will be flowing. Okay, so the exchange of material also over here takes place directly, whereas here the exchange of material will not take place directly. Okay, so you have arthropods, you have like cockroach, mollusk, which show open circulatory system. Then you have the vertebrates, and also most few of the invertebrates like annelids, etc. They will show closed circulatory system, closed type of circulatory system. Okay. Your exchange of material will not take place directly. Fine. So let's just summarize this. So open circulatory system pumps blood into the hemocoel, that is the body cavity, with the blood diffusing back to the circulatory system between the cells. Whereas here, enclosed, blood is pumped by a heart through vessels. Okay? Through vessels, you have the blood vessels, and does not normally fill the body cavity. So here the cells are bathing in the, like with the blood, here they are not. Okay. So that's the difference between open and closed. Now the closed is further divided into two types. Okay, the closed is further divided into two types of a system, that is single circulation and double circulation. Again, the word itself suggests you the type of circulation. What happens in single, for example, in fish. In fishes, you have single type of circulation, and then let's say your humans and most of the higher animals in mammals. Okay, they show double type. Now, single, let's understand single first. What happens in single? The blood is running throughout the heart and the body only once. If you can see the arrow over here, let's say here is the heart and here is the body capillaries, gill capillaries. Gill functions as the lungs of the fishes. Like we have our lungs. What is the function of the lungs? To deoxygenate the deoxygenated blood, provide with oxygen and take carbon dioxide out of the body, right? Similarly, gills also perform similar function like lungs in fishes. So the blood will run through the entire respiratory system only once. That is how the name is single circulation. Whereas in animals, in humans and in mammals, what happens? The blood runs twice. The blood passes through the heart twice. Okay, it passes through the heart twice. Uh, how twice we will see in the next slide. So that is how the name double circulation. Okay. Now, discussing in detail the double circulation. The single circulation doesn't have much detail. It's just that the blood is passing through the heart only once during each cycle. Like example in fishes, so the deoxygenated blood is pumped, uh, you know, from the heart towards the gills where it undergoes oxygenation. Okay, so this oxygenated blood will move to various parts of the body, and then it will get deoxygenated and it will return back to the heart for the next cycle. So this is one cycle passing through the heart once. Okay, whereas what happens in double circulation is that the blood will pass twice. Okay, you can see two circuits over here: pulmonary, the lung circuit, and the heart and the body, that is a systemic circuit. Now what happens over here? Heart will pump the deoxygenated blood that is coming from the rest of the body part, and it will give to the lungs. It will give to the lungs. As you can see, the heart will give the blue ones. Okay, the blue ones, it will give it to the lung. Okay, so it is collecting the deoxygenated, the blood which is rich in carbon dioxide and devoid of oxygen. So it will bring the deoxygenated blood, basically carbon dioxide blood, and it will give it to the lungs. So the lungs will remove the carbon dioxide and fill it the blood with oxygen. We have discussed the transport of carbon dioxide and oxygen in detail in the previous videos. If you have still not checked it out, please check it out. Okay, so it will return to the lungs, and then the lungs will do what? Exchange. It will take the carbon dioxide, fill it with oxygen, and it will give it back to the heart. It will give it back to the heart, and then this heart will again give it to different parts of the body via bigger arteries known as systemic arteries. It will give to different parts of the body. So once the deoxygenated blood is coming to the heart is giving to the lungs, then the lungs is giving back the oxygenated blood to the heart, then the heart is giving to transporting it to the different parts of the body. So twice. So the blood is running twice. Once the deoxygenated and then the oxygenated. That is how the name double circulation. You can see in the diagram also. Okay. So you have the two chambers. We're going to see this in detail, so don't worry. The right part of the heart will give deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Lungs will purify it and then return it back to the heart. Then the heart will give it to different body organs. Okay, this is the oxygenated. This side carries oxygenated. This side carries deoxygenated blood. Okay, so it runs twice the twice through the heart in one cycle. Okay, so that is how single circulation and double circulation is. So open circulatory system can be divided, sorry, closed can be divided into two types, single and double. Double, we need to focus more on the double. You need to know the double circulation in detail. Okay, so that's all about the double and single circulation. moving to the next topic, that is the blood vascular system. Now we all know, since we have moved on to the circulatory part, so what is the structure and function unit of the circulatory system? The blood. Okay, blood, which is the connective tissue, which is running throughout the body from head to toe, is your blood, the circulatory system or the blood vasculatory system. Okay, so the cardiovascular system includes, see, we are talking mostly about blood now, but obviously heart is central to the circulatory system, which will pump blood to different parts of the body. It will carry the deoxygenated and give it to the lungs, and from the lungs it will take the oxygenated blood and give it to different parts of the body. So you have the heart also, you have the blood also, and the blood vessels together. They will comprise your cardiovascular system. Okay, and the mammalian cardiovascular system meets the body's continuous demand for oxygen. So your heart is continuously beating, you are continuously breathing, in taking in oxygen, giving out carbon dioxide. This is to meet the continuous demand of oxygen for the body. Okay, so the primary function of our respiratory system or the cardiovascular system is transporting nutrients, transporting water, gases, waste materials, hormones or chemical signals to and from all the different parts of the body. So beginning with the blood, okay. So blood is the connective tissue we are aware of, right? It is a mixture of two major parts. One is the fluid part, which is known as the plasma, and another is the cells, which are known as the formed elements. You have the red blood cell, the blue white blood cells, you have the immune cells in it, you have platelets, thrombocytes, all these different types of cells. They are known as the formed elements, and the fluid part of the blood, which is known as plasma. Okay. Yes. So let's begin discussing the composition of plasma first. So mostly, if you can see the diagram, 55% of your blood is your plasma. Okay, when you separate the plasma, the centrifuge, the whole blood, you will see these layers over here. One is the RBC layer, then you will see one white layer, and then you will see the yellowish, whitish fluid over here. So basically, plasma is straw colored, as you can see over here, straw yellowish whitish. That is what we mean by straw colored. Viscous fluid, it can flow. Okay, viscous fluid. It constitutes 55% of your blood, and this plasma, 90% of it is what? Water. 90% of your plasma is water. 6 to 8% is proteins, dissolved proteins in it, like fibrinogen, immunoglobulins, your albumins. Okay, these are the major proteins that will be found in plasma. Some of the words you are aware of, some you will become aware as and when we are moving forward. Fibrinogen will be required in clotting mechanism. Then globulins are mostly your immune globulins that are antibodies. Then you have these certain protein molecules which are required for various metabolic activities. Okay? So these are the major part of the plasma. Okay, 90% is water, and then you have other waste and other waste materials also dissolved in the plasma. Okay, you have inorganic salts also. You have glucose, amino acids, fatty acids. All these are also there, constituting 1 to 2% of the total plasma which is there. Okay, the water, sorry, the glucose, the nutrients, waste, hormones, enzymes. Okay, cholesterol, antibodies. This constitute only 1 to 2%. 90% is water, 6 to 8% is proteins. Understanding? It's better to dissolve gases like carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen in the plasma itself. Okay. So fibrinogens are made for clotting. I just told you, wherever there is injury or there is a wound, so after bleeding, the blood needs to stop flowing. Okay, the bleeding has to stop in a short time, so that the clotting of the blood needs to happen. So fibrinogen is required for that purpose. Then globulins, I told you, they are immune cells. They will protect your body from any bacterial attack, viral attack. They will try to protect your body from any kind of infections. So globulins are primarily involved in defense mechanism of the body, and albumins are those proteins which will maintain the osmotic balance, the salt water concentration in your blood system. So to maintain that, albumins are required. Okay, so you can see the picture. This is a clotted blood picture, right? So that's all for this video. In the next video, we will be talking more about the blood composition, the different types of cells in the blood, that is the formed elements, RBCs, WBCs, that is RBCs, erythrocytes and leukocytes. Also, we will see the types of leukocytes in the next video, granular and agranular cytes. So thank you. Keep revising. If you have any doubt, you can reach out to me. Till then, take care. See you in the next video. Bye.